Hi and welcome to this channel. I am B and this is a peek into my cabin in the Norwegian woods. At this place I have a main house, an old crooked woodshed from the 1800s and an outhouse where you freeze your butt off during winter. I'm perfectly happy with what I have here. I'm not planning on building a lot of new stuff on this property or do additions to the house or rip my old beloved 1940s kitchen out. That's not what this place is for, since I don't live here full time, but it still needs a lot of love and care. I bought this place for several reasons, one of them being recreational, to get away from the city life and to breathe. My cabin is originally an old homestead where different families once lived off the land, dating back to at least the 1700s. That's currently as far back as I have traced people living here. They kept different kinds of animals, farmed areas they had cleared out, and also lived off the forest, selling timber and floating it down the river. This was a working farm up until the 1940s, when the old house, Gamlestogo, accidentally burned down. The family living here back then built a new house shortly after, which is the one standing here today. But they stopped farming and living here permanently around the early 1950s, until it finally was sold out of the family in the 80s. Then followed a number of different owners, mostly single men actually, before I bought it in late 2016. The property is what I would say a normal size for an average cabin, about 2 acres, surrounded by lots of forest and with no immediate neighbors. It's situated downhill in a rather steep landscape, a small valley, on a sort of natural terrace, which I guess is partly man-made over the last hundreds of years due to farming. The property is overlooking the river down below. I went on a viewing in the fall of 2016. By then, the previous owner had tried selling it the past couple of years, but with no luck. When I arrived, the outdoors looked a little bit different than the real estate pictures showed, but even so, I could clearly see the potential here. Being fairly difficult to access, this place simply isn't for everyone. Everything has to be carried in and out by hand, backpack or sledge on a rather challenging and steep trail for the last part. When I bought this place, it was meant to be used as a family cabin to spend various vacations and weekends at, and in agreement with my then life partner that this would be a joint project, including the renovations and maintenance. That didn't quite go according to plan. There were a few other things not going according to plan too, so last year we divorced. Despite not having a car or even having a driver's license, it was never an option for me to sell this place when we split. There are still lots of projects around here, big and small, especially with the main house, inside and out, to be dealt with. I'm trying not to lose sleep over it, but focus and just take one bite at a time. There is only so much I can do on my own and part-time. I do have electricity as long as a tree doesn't fall over the line and take it down, which occasionally do happen, but mostly in the winter season due to heavy snow or wind. I've gotten used to not take electricity for granted here. It's really nice to have, but I can also manage without for a period of time. I'm not connected to the water system in the municipality. The downside is that everything concerning water in and out of the house and for different purposes is pure manual work, which takes some time and planning. The good thing is that I never have to worry about broken pipes or water damages inside the house, especially during winter and when I'm not here, and that is a relief. But there is plenty of water outside. I have a well, a nearby stream, and the big river down below, only a few minutes walk from the house. About half the year I also collect rainwater, which usually is my main source for water filtering, safely turning it into drinking water.
Til sine egne på Stortinget og regjering, og til dem som prøver å ta livet av kommunen. Det er ganske heftige beskyldninger, og særlig nå med disse russiske sanksjonene som rammer Sør-Varanger veldig.
The older I get, the more I ponder around this thing we call home, and the fact that we are not unaffected by our surroundings. My childhood home was in the city where I grew up. Still, I connect so much to this exact spot. In the beginning, I couldn't quite understand why. As far as I know, I don't have any ancestry from this part of the country, nothing that binds me to this specific area. Yet, this place resonates with something deep inside me. Now, I think it is the mix of nature here. The forest, the bare cliffs, the steep landscape plunging straight down into water, and then this terrace that provides sunlight and air. All those elements actually exist in my gene pool. About half of my ancestors came from the forest, the other half from the deepest of the Norwegian fjords. All mixed together in a pot, I guess you could say, is this place. A little bit of everything. If you throw in my childhood city as well, you could safely say I'm a kind of hybrid, nature and landscape-wise. Perhaps this mix has caused a sort of constant Heimve or homesickness in me. But this cabin and this landscape, oddly enough, make me feel at home. So there we have it. Hopefully this video will serve as an intro to why I bought this place and why I chose to keep it. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and if you like what you see and want to follow along, there is a subscribe button down below. Thank you and take care.